Thank you for tuning in. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Davon Reeves. I am the CEO of Vesterr. And today we are celebrating our 1-year anniversary. I cannot believe it's been a year already. It's been a wild and crazy and different kind of year, but I appreciate you for joining in with me. We started off the mood with Beyonce. Thank you. We started off the mood with Beyonce's 7-Eleven because we launched on 7-Eleven last year. And the reason why we launched last year on 7-Eleven, because that's my late father's birthday. So that was my way of honoring and always remembering him every year. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, let's see, let's go ahead so y'all can see it. I'm going to start. Okay, can everyone see my screen? All right. Okay, we're gonna make this fun. I got my Vesterr shirt on. I'm like branded today. Okay, I'm on brand today. All right. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so for those who don't know what Vesterr is, we are a crowdfunding platform or regulation CF, and we're designed, we're for commercial real estate projects, including hotels. So we are the first Black-owned, woman-owned commercial real estate crowdfunding platform, and we're the only crowdfunding platform to really include hotels on the site or the crowdfunding portal. So it's an alternative way to invest in commercial real estate and to raise capital. What sets us apart from our competitors, we accept both accredited and non-accredited investors. So for those who don't know what an accredited investor is, it's someone who has has an income of $200,000 or more, or a net worth of $1 million, excluding their primary residence. And so sponsors or funders, which we'll talk about in a few, can raise up to $5 million per deal, and the minimum to raise is $250,000, and we're a member of FINRA, which is the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. So we're not just a website. It's a lot of regulations and compliance we have to go through. So what is crowdfunding? For those who don't know what crowdfunding is essentially the use of small amounts of capital from a lot of folks coming in. So I appreciate you all. We did have a raise earlier this year. Unfortunately, we weren't able to meet the raise, to meet the goal that the funder set, but I appreciate you all so much from the bottom of my heart. You just don't know what it meant for you all to invest in that project. And a lot of you all probably should have received your funds by now, or probably will be receiving in the next week or so. But yes, thank you all so much for investing in that. So we'll be having some more deals coming up, and we changed some rules, so we won't run into that again, okay? All right. So these are the different ways that you can fund your investment. So you could use your self-directed IRA or EQRP. You can write a check, or you can wire. You can use credit or debit cards. So if you do want to fund your investment using a credit or debit card, it's up to $5,000. If you have money in your savings, you can use that, or pull from your stocks or mutual fund. I do recommend that you work with a financial advisor or CPA before you make any type of investment and you're unsure, right? So definitely, especially for tax benefits, I'm not sure of everyone's personal financial statement, so you definitely want to look into that. And feel free to use the chat. We're going to make it interactive tonight, okay? So the team, so we have myself, 15 years of experience. I started off as a front desk agent, worked my way up to a hotel owner through a non-paid internship. When I purchased, so what led me to Vesterr, so the story of Vesterr, what led me to Vesterr was when I was raising capital. It was hard to raise capital outside of family and friends. I didn't know where to go. There weren't really websites. There were, but you had to have a lot of experience. And at the time, I didn't have a hotel yet, and I didn't have like $100 million in my portfolio. And at the time, I wasn't even an accredited investor. So a lot of places you had to be an accredited investor in order to invest. And so what led me to Vesterr was my experience. And then after I raised capital for my deals, folks are coming to me and was just like, hey, Davon, where's the next deal? And I'm like, I mean, I don't have it. They're like, well, I want to invest. I'm like, but I don't know where to send you. So ding, ding, ding. Like I started doing research while I was doing my raising capital days. as far as different regulations, and crowdfunding kept coming up. And so I partnered with Anand, with Marion, and him and his team, they designed, he came up with the name. So shout out to Anand. And purple, the reason why it's purple is because that was my grandmother's favorite color. So I'm big in meaning, everything has a meaning to me. And so anyway, I partnered with Anand, and he went to Georgia State. I went to Georgia State. He's in the tech space, but he's still in the hospitality industry. So we came together and we formed Vesterr. So again, why Vesterr? So why should you invest in Vesterr, or why should you use Vesterr? So Vesterr is a crowdfunding platform, and it's designed to connect deal sponsors or funders to investors. So does everyone know the difference between a passive or active investor? What's your favorite color? Yay. Okay. All right. Let's see how many people know. Yes. Yes. So everybody know the difference between the act, and it's okay if you don't. Everybody know the difference between the active and passive. So high level. Okay. So deal sponsors would be the active investors. They're the one that's putting the deal together, raising capital. And then you have investors who are coming in passively. They want to invest in an opportunity. And so, as far as the difference, or not the difference is really is one has more risk than the other. So the deal sponsors or the issuer will have more risk than the investor, right? Because they're putting their deal on the franchise agreement, or they're putting their name on the loan. And the investor is just more of a silent partner. So that's the difference. And so what Vesterr is doing is connecting those two. You typically have more limited partners than you do general partners or active investors. So what is a funder? This is new, okay? This is new. This is a Vesterr thing. So funder is a term for every person who proposes to issue, to basically raise capital on Vesterr. That's what a funder is. A funder is someone who's looking to raise capital on the on our platform. So basically they're going to be sponsors or issuers, but in Vesterr world, you're going to be a funder. So funders, you can actually start the process, the raising capital process, by uploading your pitch deck through our website. We'll do some due diligence, and we'll, do some back end stuff, and then go through different steps, go through the due diligence process and walk you through the compliance and all the things that you have to do on your end. And once everything checks out and we get you approved, check your back, because we actually do a background check. So for those who are curious, we actually do a background check by law, remember, we're a part of FINRA, so it's a lot of compliance we have to go through. We have to do background checks on all the issuers or funders that are on our platform. So we have to do that. We have to go through the deal. We have to make sure, the stuff adds up as far as compliance. And, if you need a feasibility study, all of these different things that we have to look through to make sure before it gets on our site. All right. And so then we have an investor. So investor, so essentially it's just an investor or a passive investor, but in Vesterr world, you are called, or you are known as an investor. So that is the path. So it's two paths. So you have a funder, someone who wants to raise capital, and then you have an investor, someone who just wants to invest passively and watch their portfolio change. So that's what an investor is. So any person on a crowdfunding platform or a Vesterr crowdfunding platform who wish to invest. So how can you become an investor on Vesterr? You just invest directly through the website if you see a deal that you like. So yes, this is a picture last year. How many people were on our party last year? I'm just curious. How many people? Go back. Okay, let's see how many. Let's see. Oh, thanks, George. I know it's been a whole year. I can't wait till your deal get up there. All right, so just some updates. So Vesterr, So Vesterr, we've been in the press. I've been on podcasts. I was featured in CoStar. I was on Ebony as well. So this is just some highlights of what's been going on this past year with Vesterr. We've had some events. We had an in-person event with Ambassador Andrew Young. I interviewed him. It was here in Atlanta. So that was a wonderful experience to hear his journey. For those who don't know who Ambassador Andrew Young is, who's the former UN ambassador, the former ambassador to the United Nations, as well as the former mayor of Atlanta and congressman. And also he was the right-hand man to Dr. Martin Luther King. So wealth of knowledge, wealth of wisdom, and he's one of my personal heroes and mentors. And he took the time out of his busy schedule to sit down with me and have a conversation. And then we sponsored a golf tournament earlier this year. So that was great. And that's just us from the golf. I did not play golf. I don't know how to play golf, but we just had like I think we like sponsored a game and stuff like that. All right, so we will be having a thank you. You said I learned about it through a YouTuber I sort of support on Patreon. Oh, congratulations. I love it. Okay, it says so we have a new website, so make sure you stay tuned because we will be having a new website coming up. So as you can see the flow, so we love feedback, and some of the feedback that we received during our last raise or our first raise that made it to the platform was the functionality of the website, right? So we took your feedback. I mean, literally, I went through every single last one of them and updated. So stay tuned. This is just a teaser of what it will look like. So I went over funder, investor, and so it will be different paths that you'll go through that'll make your investment process so much easier when you become an investor or funder on Vesterr. So also we'll be having, make sure you're on our mailing list. We will be having some more hotel deals coming up pretty soon. I can't share them yet because we're still going through the due diligence and the compliance, but I can't wait. I just went to visit one of the sites yesterday. Matter of fact, it's in Ohio. I visited the site, yes, so I saw it. It's a living, breathing, it's an existing hotel property, just a little teaser, just a little tea. And then another project is going to be a development project, right? So these are two projects where now I will say the investment minimum is not as low as the last one. So I'm telling you that right now, it's not 1,000. So don't even ask. The minimum is probably going to be about the lowest, maybe 10 to 15,000. So go ahead and start. If you're thinking about it, go ahead and start thinking about it now, doing what you have to do. But it will be coming on board. You can use your self-directed IRA to invest if you want to. I know some folks who invested in the other ones and they pulled their money out and like, oh, what to do? Now we have another opportunity for you to invest. And the difference between this property and the previous property is that it's an existing property. It's actually open. You can go visit like right now to the property. So those are some upcoming deals. And of course, we have the retail deal as well if you are looking to invest in retail, but we'll have a whole nother session on that, about that deal. So feel free to contact us. And please follow us, stay connected. We are on LinkedIn, we are on Facebook, and please be sure to be on our mailing list and go to our website, vesterr.com, which will be changing pretty soon. All right, so I left some time for Q&A. Thank you all so much. And I would love to hear, like, how did y'all hear about Vesterr? Did y'all hear about it from me? Did y'all hear about it? Like, is this like new? I'm just curious. We about to have a conversation. How did y'all hear about it? Let me see this moving. Oh, okay. Yes. Oh, I love her. Thank you you received an email. Oh, awesome. I'm glad that you opened it. Thank you for reading the email. You followed the updates. Oh, thank you for following my updates. I appreciate that. Carter. Oh, nice. Threw you dancing on the bed to Beyonce. That's right. That's right. Melanin Money. Oh, awesome. I have to give Carter a shout out. Oh my gosh, I have to tell her we connected. I remember you. Hey, Lashana, how you doing? Oh my gosh, it's so awesome. I am loving this. And then of course, Tess. Yes, love. Yes. Yeah, we're overdue for a connection. Melanin Money. Aquania. Shout out to Melanin Money. Shout out. I got it. Yes. So I will say, so even though we didn't make the last one, everything happens for a reason. That deal just wasn't supposed to happen. I'm a positive person. It was a little sad the first 2 seconds, but after that, I said, you know what, God got something bigger in store for us. Okay. Oh, stocks is still Cassandra. So I will say, when we successfully raise on our first raise, this will be the first raise. So you'll definitely be a part of history, right? You'll definitely be a part of history because we'll be the first raise for a Black-owned, woman-owned crowdfunding platform, right? So that last one didn't happen. And then guess what? The new deal is gonna be it's a Black hotel owner. So it's, you know what I mean? So I know folks, they were asking about that. But yeah, so stay tuned. I love that you're getting the updates. I love that you all join the movement and join the community. Shout out Stocks and Stilettos. Okay. Shout out Cassandra. That's my girl. I love her. Yes. Yes. So I'm a positive person. My goal is to increase the percentage of not only Black folks, investors in hotels, but as well as in commercial real estate. So that's why I opened it up to commercial real estate, because I thought it was a need. So I'm so glad that you're a part of this journey, a part of this movement. I'm not giving up on you all. So when that deal didn't go through, I was like, hey, yo, this is bigger than me. The devil was trying to stop that show. We ain't about to do all that. So we got these 2 deals coming up. We got this retail deal coming up. We're gonna have some multifamily deals. So it's gonna be trust me, it's gonna be stuff for y'all to grow y'all money, okay? So my thing to you all is y'all just need to be ready. So since we have some time left, I went through the presentation so fast, but since we have some time left, I would love to hear if you have any questions, please, I would love to hear them so I can answer them for you. This is so beautiful. I gotta tell Cassandra and George and Carter. I gotta tell both of them. What's the minimum to invest? So that one depends. I think it's either going to be 15 to 25,000 minimum for the hotel. So every deal, the investment different. Was the last deal the Holiday Inn? Yeah, the last deal was a Holiday Inn Express. Yep. But the funder decided not to move forward, but it's okay. It's all right. Yep. So we'll be having some more deals coming up. But the minimum won't be 1,000. That's the only thing. The retail, not for a hotel. We have a retail deal where you can come in at 5,000, but not for hotels. I wouldn't say not for hotels, but just not for the 2 upcoming hotel deals. How about that? I don't think the funder is going to go as low as 5,000, but there could be a possibility for some deals at 5,000. Not for hotel deals. There's a retail deal where you can come in at 5,000. Are you on our email list, Trudy? Okay. All right. So have you been seeing the information about the retail deal? Does the investors receive is there possible to invest Vesterr for equity? What do you mean? So anytime you invest in any of the deals on Vesterr, you'll actually get a percentage of equity. You'll get some type of, well, it depends on the sponsor. Let me go back. It depends on the funder. The funder will structure it where you can get a percentage of equity. So every deal is different. So it is possible to answer your question. Okay, does the investors receive their investment back? That's the goal. The goal is for you to receive your investment back. So again, we recommend that you do your due diligence. But the goal is for when you invest in an opportunity that you get your investment back. what is the rate of return? Oh, these are some great questions. So every deal is different as far as the rate of return. So it could vary. It could be, the IRR or internal rate of return could be 20%. So it really varies. There's no like specific amount on a rate of return. It says how often you receive return. So, I'm sorry, I skipped the question. I missed it. It said, does that apply when a deal doesn't go through? So when a deal doesn't go through, then you'll get a refund. That's how that works. So then you wouldn't get, because you just wouldn't be an investor, so you'll get your investment back. It says, is it possible to invest in your company Vesterr for equity investor? Oh, not at this moment. The round is closed. But stay tuned. There will be an opportunity in the next round to invest, to invest. So we're working on something. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. These are some great questions. Do we have any more? Let's see. Our returns given quarterly. It depends on the deal. So yes and no, right? It depends on, because some of them, like the retail deal, is just a straight, you just get your investment back plus the return. There's no quarterly dividends. But with the upcoming hotel deals, there are quarterly dividends. So it just depends. It varies per the deal. Because Vesterr is just a platform. So think of us as a marketplace. And so you're investing in the various deals and not particularly on Vesterr. Does that make sense? So that's a good question to ask. So when you see any upcoming deals, that's a good question to look for. Like, okay, are the returns given quarterly? All right. Well, if there's not any more questions, I'll give you back your 7-Eleven. I'll give you back your evening. Stay tuned. Oh, I forgot to mention, we're having another upcoming webinar on July 31st. We'll have a wealth strategist or a financial advisor, Andre Williams, and he's going to talk about wealth preservation and wealth building. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned for that. If you're on our email list, you will receive it. And we got another question: is there transparency? Yes, that will be shared if the returns are given quarterly. Well, this has been great. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you all being a part of the movement, being a part of the community. This means so much. You're the inaugural members of Vesterr. Isn't that amazing? So I appreciate you all. You all have a great week. And I am definitely looking forward to you all becoming investors on Vesterr or funders on Vesterr. I appreciate you so much. And yes, Mr. George, I can't wait and for your deal to get on Vesterr. Okay. Hey, Larry. Let's see, it's Tashane. Okay, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Thank you for the well wishes. You all have an amazing evening. Have a good night. Thank you. Bye-bye. Conference will be next year. Conference next year. Okay. Okay. And then George, I got to send you a message. You had a question. I forgot to respond. So I'll get it to you. All right. Thank you all so much. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. Bye, Tess.